This video message is for those who share our concerns about the situation taking place across all countries of people with European heritage, and which will eventually lead to the downfall of our nations and civilization, creating in the process something new, a totalitarian system with a low-trust society, destroying everything that's beautiful, holy, and the best in our traditional values, cultures, and our way of life. In this video, I will summarize for you the plan of the only realistic solution to our miserable situation today, which still might give us a good chances of success. This is the only chance to save our future and to make a true stand for the sake of our civilization and the future of our children in this world. This is a global-scale initiative. It will help us no matter where we live, as long as we want to preserve what's best of our heritage for the future generations. Every claim of mine is completely justified, as you will have the chance to find out for yourself if you decide to study my extended material on the subject, which I will mention in this video message. There are 5 major threats which must be taken into consideration while planning anything to secure our future in this world. The first major threat comes from our demographic situation, falling birth rate, uncontrolled migration, spread and normalization of degeneracy, downfall of our traditional religions, and the degradation of our moral standards across the West. The second major threat, assuming our system will not collapse sooner and will preserve its stability long enough, comes from the upcoming implementation of the central bank digital currency, which will lead eventually to the removal of cash from circulation, stripping us all from our wealth, liberties, rights and freedom in the process, creating an ultimate system of control and slavery, where people at the top will be deciding what you are allowed to do, how you will live or raise your own kids, what you may talk about in public, or even how to think about various subjects and the society which they will continue reshaping in their social engineering projects according to their vision and agenda. The third major threat comes from the falling economic position of the West and the rising superpower in the East, which may eventually lead to a situation where the countries of Europe and North America will be for sale, selling everything we have to buy some time of economic stability, turning our countries into foreign colonies in the process, where our people, national treasures, remaining industry and heritage will be taken over by foreign investors and eventually owners, who will exploit our countries, reshaping our country's culture and nations in the process. Or if the West refuses to step down peacefully from our hegemonic position, we might witness another major threat to our future existence because of the geopolitical situation in form of a next world conflict, where the victory of the West won't be assured, and no matter the outcome, our nations will be exposed to the destruction of our system and our countries at a scale like never before. And this, combined with the divisions within our nations because of the people with different cultures, religions, and heritage, may lead to a further conflicts and destabilization, where our survival as European people cannot be secured without proper preparations. No matter which one of the mentioned threats will become our future reality, there is one last major threat to our future existence, in form of our current treacherous or incompetent international ruling elites, who will attempt to preserve their position of power either within this system or after the current system collapses or destroys itself through a war, being the best prepared to maintain it, even in case of war, and may try to build or rebuild our countries and the system according to their wicked vision, continuing with the destruction of our traditional cultures, nations, and civilization. The current elites have means and possibilities to remain in their position of power, even if the current system collapses. I explain details about all those subjects in my extended material. As it stands today, we cannot vote our way out of this mess. A political solution is not possible because of our demographic situation and the progressing indoctrination and ignorance of the masses. We cannot oppose the fate imposed on us by the system by acting individually, independently, by operating only within our countries, or by aiming at self-preservation, improvising with choices like prepping or escaping and hoping for the best. It's irrelevant if you are rich or poor. There is no escape from the system, even if the system ends up destroyed. A new one will take over. Money may buy your time, but will not change the future that awaits your children or grandchildren if we don't fix the situation on the bigger picture, here and now. We cannot effectively oppose our destroyers on our own, while we are weak, divided, disorganized, without a plan, numbers, or the means to accomplish anything significant for our general situation. So what is the solution? Please keep in mind that I am trying to simplify the plan and solution to a very complex problem. A plan that is universal for scenarios where the system maintains its current functionality or collapses for any possible reason. If you wish to know the details, please study my 11-hour-long extended material about my initiative. The solution is to build a system within the current global system, which will grant us a secure future and a position of power over time, both within the current system and after the current system collapses or destroys itself on its own, if it comes to happen. How do we build a system within a system? In a similar way as certain groups of people did this in the past, and today their elites are considered some of the most influential and powerful people on the planet, and where till today, even in the USA, if you apply for presidential or congressional position, you need their blessing and support because they have the money and power to affect the results of the elections. To build a system within the current system, we must focus on building and developing an international business network and on forming communities around it, of self-disciplined supporters, business owners, and investors who will benefit from this initiative equally. We are all in this mess. Our ship is sinking and we are all going to face the consequences of our stupidity and ignorance if we won't be smart enough to mobilize and take proper actions here and now. This way, we form an international organization that is business-oriented but also ideologically guided, with the main objective of representing our interests and opposing the destruction of our traditional nations, cultures, and heritage. We will not only defend but also promote healthy values, traditions, cultures, and lifestyles to set a successful and a proper example for the people within our nations to follow, join, and support us. With a growing business operation, success, and an example of how society of healthy people can function, support for our ideas and principles may grow even among the ignorant masses, who are suffering from the symptoms of our global system's expansion and trajectory. Eventually, this will grant our representatives in various countries the possibility to obtain true position of power and influence in their own countries. The plan to achieve all of this is complex and presented in detail in my extended material, but at the center of this operation is the establishment of at least 8 business projects of huge strategic importance for us all. Those projects will eventually take the shape of an international corporation from which we can expand our influence and power and help more like-minded people build their own communities around their own business operations, benefiting our international organization and allowing us to grow and prosper. I understand how ambitious this sounds, but it's doable and necessary if we want to have a say in how our future is shaped in this world. As European people, just as the Jewish people do today with their World Zionist Organization. So, are we less capable and competent than they are? Will we remain dumb, divided, infighting and pushed around, unable to act responsibly and intelligently for a greater cause, mutual benefit, and our future survival? Do we really need to continue deluding ourselves, thinking that our future can be saved while we are not doing anything of real value to change that? I have planned everything in detail, taking into consideration every possible threat and scenario I could think of. This plan is not bulletproof, even if everything is designed to counter most internal or external attacks. Still, it's the best and the only chance we have if we are to regain control over shaping our fate in this world and defending our traditional civilization and nations. This plan, if accomplished on time, will help us obtain a true position of power either within the current system or after it collapses, but it will require devotion, care, solidarity, and self-discipline. At the early stages of this plan realization, I will need help to reach a wider audience, to inform more people about the existence of this plan, and increase the chances of reaching the right people. I will require access to competent, devoted people, resources, and various assets. The details behind my request and conditions are explained in detail in my extended material. Please remember to use the timestamps to navigate through the chapters and sections of your interest. This operation is designed for the people, and we need their engagement and support if we are to move forward with the realization of more advanced projects from the plan. Before any of you starts asking questions like why or how, please go check the extended material with the plan because all the answers are already there. I really did my best to consider everything that's necessary, all possible factors, threats and possible future scenarios to give us a fighting chance for our future in this world as Europeans. The presented solution is a necessary minimum required to accomplish in order to secure our future in this world. And nothing else, no other initiative will be enough to make a difference, no matter how rich you are and how much money you will invest in any other preparations which do not match the projects and the objectives outlined in my plan. I am saying this with full confidence, so if you think otherwise, go ahead, study my material, debunk it, or debate it with me if you dare according to the instructions presented in my extended video with the plan. It's up to people like you to evaluate on your own if I am telling the truth or not, if I am right or wrong. The long material is a source material. It includes all the information which must be taken into consideration by any responsible planner and by anybody who wants his own future to be secured in this world. Everyone concerned about the spread of the madness from the left, the uncontrolled migration and the destruction of our traditionally oriented society, culture, values, and even our economy should review it, because our survival in the future will depend on the outcome of the current actions. We must act smart and choose the right strategy to move forward, or we might lose everything with time. In my material we have the solution presented on a plate. If you approve it, all you need to do is to engage yourself into helping with the realization of the plan by following the given instructions, and we might have a good chance to oppose our destruction. The question remains, how many of us are determined and competent to do what they ask for? I really hope my message will reach the right people, who are still willing to make a true stand for the future of our traditional civilization. And I also hope you will help me inform them, assuming you care and you are willing to help. Please remember, as it stands, we either mobilize and do what I propose to do in the plan, or we are accepting our fate as slaves when they implement the final version of CBDC, losing everything we inherited from our ancestors with time, because there is absolutely nothing else we can do that can give us a realistic chance to make a true stand for our place in this world as European people. If you are interested in the proposed solution and you would like to learn more, please watch or read the extended material of the plan presented, which should be linked below. Please also remember to use the table of contents to navigate to the subjects of your interest, which are displayed at the beginning and between each chapter of the extended video about the plan. And please always remember what is at stake here. Thank you for listening.